So, Tiernan, lovely to meet you.
Good evening. It's 5 minutes to 6.
Well, this is just an informal chat, so you can relax. It says on your resume you read the news for 9 years.
Between the years 2005 to 2014, I worked as a television newsreader, but I decided I needed a change. Change for the better, a change for the best.
Okay, and after you left newsreading, where did you work?
Dublin, 2014. With unemployment levels at record lows, I found it hard to get work in other areas. I worked briefly as a lifeguard. No, diving. As a TV commercial actor. Bang! And the dirt is gone. And also as a disc jockey. Everybody in the house make some noise. This shit is about to drop. Tiernan Callaghan on the decks.
Any hobbies or interests?
Turning to hobbies, I enjoy hiking, opera and social gatherings with friends. For a look at my sports, we go over to Colin Whittaker.
Thank you, Tiernan. Tiernan's sporting interests include swimming and five-a-side soccer, but asking him to track back is, of course, wishful thinking. Back to you in the interview.
Thanks, Colin.
Any references?
Timothy Smith, formerly of Shandon Court, 5'10", auburn hair. Any information regarding my past employment can be obtained from calling his number.
Okay, right. When are you looking to start?
It is hoped that work will commence in the spring.
We'll see what we can get.
Thank you, and good night.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Doomed up.
Tiernan, is it? It's Kira.
Good evening, I'm Tiernan Callaghan.
I've never dated a newsreader before.
You fit your description perfectly. 5'6", short to medium length blonde hair, floral coat and green eyes. What wasn't mentioned in the report, however, were those killer long legs.
Tiernan! So what have you been up to today?
Top stories today. Tiernan stubs toe exiting shower. Ketchup stain wreaks havoc on white shirt. And man is smitten with beautiful woman in restaurant.
You're a flirt, Tiernan.
Callaghan pleaded guilty to all charges.
Are you ready to order?
A decision has not yet been reached, with deliberations set to run long into the night.
Thanks.
But now we turn our attention to Kira, as she tells us a little bit about her hobbies.
Well, I enjoy reading and going to the cinema.
This just in from Kevin in Lads Banter Group. How is the date going? Tiernan, aubergine, peach.
What are your hobbies?
Business, current affairs, entertainment and sport.
Actually reminds me of a funny story. When I was getting into the shower
We interrupt this story to bring you an important announcement. I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
And with a small bladder, I'll be going on the hour, every hour. Hello again, Kira.
Oh, your fly, it's...
We apologise to viewers who may have been affected by what they have seen.
Anyone for dessert?
Oh, yes, please.
If you don't mind, I'll give it a miss, with obesity rates in the state on the rise.
No dessert, thanks. What about another drink?
Binge drinking in the capital is at record highs.
We could have a coffee?
Coffee growers in crisis.
Tiernan, please!
To see how the date is going, we go over to our correspondent on the ground, Colin Whittaker.
I'm here at Brasserie Belladonna, where behind me you can see the date where tensions are mounting. Dialogue has broken down. One suspects it won't be long before both parties walk away from the table.
I think I'm going to call it a night.
Well, that just about wraps it up from all of us here this evening. I'm Tiernan Callaghan. Good night.
Tiernan? Tiernan, who are you talking to?
Tiernan.
What about the bill? Tiernan, the bill!
Doomed up.
Hey, Tiernan.
Good evening. I'm Tiernan Callaghan. It's 5 minutes to 6, and I'm on the phone with my brother.
Yeah, Mum asked me to give you a call, see how you're getting on.
Callaghan is said to be in a stable condition.
Right, yeah, she said you were struggling not being able to present the news during lockdown.
The 32-year-old former newsreader has been finding ways to keep himself occupied. Online yoga, baking and binge eating, to name but a few.
Mum asked me to make sure you're eating well.
On the day in question, Callaghan had consumed 4 packets of crisps, 17 Kit Kats and a large tin of Quality Street.
Right, so you're keeping yourself busy?
Another day, another delivery. For Tiernan Callaghan of 4 Shandon Crescent, the recent spate of online purchases has been a concern.
Right.
With budgets already tight, it's hard to justify the purchase of €2,000 in home workout equipment. Critics say the equipment is likely to be used for a weekend at best, before lying idle in the spare room for a very long time. Tiernan Callaghan in the doghouse.
How is Claire?
Mrs. Callaghan was unavailable for comment. However, she's previously quoted as saying, "Tiernan is starting to get on my tits."
Well, I'd say you two are finding it tough being cooped up.
For more on my relationship, we go over to Stephen on the weather desk.
What?
Hello there. Well, it's all looking a bit stormy at the moment, with areas of high pressure in the living room making its way up to the bedroom, where repeated bouts of wind have ruined the atmosphere.
Sorry, mate. I'm trying to have a private conversation with my brother here.
Well, it's back to you in the studio, Tiernan.
Thank you, Stephen.
So, how are the kids?
For more on my children, we go over to Morris on sport.
No, Tiernan, please.
Good evening, Tiernan. Well, I am outside the house now, where it has been a tough couple of weeks for the management team.
Is he outside your house?
It all seems to stem from disagreement with management over bedtime. Some of the more junior members of the team seeking additional playing time.
I'm going to cut him off, okay?
But with the away fixture to Disneyland cancelled, their dreams of Europe are in tatters. Oh, sorry.
Look, Tiernan, I'm just going to say goodbye now, okay? I'll check in again on you in a few days, right? So take care of yourself.
Well, that's all we've got time for here on the phone call from all of us here in the upstairs bathroom. Good night.
Tiernan, who are you talking to?
Doomed up.
Next up is the bit I've been dreading. My best man is going to do his speech now. I hand you over to him. You all know him. It's Tiernan Callaghan, the newsreader from the telly.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Coming up on the speech today, bridesmaids scrub up well, man in bridal dress assaulted by exotic dancer on stag do, and finally controversy over lack of free bar at wedding. Good afternoon, I'm Tiernan Callaghan and this is the best man speech. It's 5 minutes to 6. The groom, Stephen O'Brien, 5'9" tall, blonde hair and skinny legs, first met Michelle Barry, then aged 22, in Lily's late night bar and lounge on Grafton Street. The pair proceeded back to O'Brien's college dormitory, where if both parties are to be believed, nothing happened. This reporter, however, was in the other room. This was the first of many encounters between the two, culminating in today's proceedings. And now our top story. The stag do. Saturday, the 22nd of June 2020, Galway City. Several men, all in their 30s, arrived at the Quayside bar at around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The men stayed in the bar until 11 o'clock that night, whereupon they were seen leaving with Mr. O'Brien, who is said to have been in a semi-unconscious state. That was the last time Mr. O'Brien was seen until the early hours of Sunday morning, when a passer-by found the former college dropout sellotaped to a lamppost, wearing only a pink tutu and a novelty Oompa Loompa wig. The passerby described the scene as highly disturbing. The perpetrators of this hilarious prank have since been identified as the legends at Table 4. Allegations, however, remain that the man in question lost control of his bladder while sellotaped to the lamppost, something Mr. O'Brien strenuously denies. However, video footage from the scene was recorded on several camera phones, including my own, and is now available in the wedding WhatsApp group.
There's a WhatsApp group.
I now hand you over to the father of the bride and former horse racing commentator, Richard Barry. Good night.
And well, thank you very much, Tiernan. Thank you very much. Great speech of my wife and I. My wife and I, hugely proud of our daughter. Our daughter looking good today, in great form. And it's Stephen O'Brien, the front runner of the dark horse, who takes it by the hand at the end, and I've lost a lot of money on this event.
Doomed up.
And now for the eulogy, we will have Dominic's grandson, Tiernan Callaghan. Tiernan.
Hello and welcome to the eulogy. It's 5 minutes to 6. I'm Tiernan Callaghan. The body of a man has been discovered in his family home, believed to be that of Dominic Callaghan, 97, formerly of Rossmug, County Galway. Mr. Callaghan was believed to have passed away in the early hours of Tuesday morning. A post-mortem revealed fluid on the lung, complications arising from pneumonia. The funeral service will take place in St. Kevin's Church. Now. The former dairy farmer often cut a controversial figure. Whether it was his bulldozing of a neighbour's partition wall in a land dispute, or his consistent opposition to women's voting rights. To some, he was a sexist, but to this newsreader, he was just Grandad. I'm sorry I'm finding this a bit difficult. If you could just give me a moment. And we're back. A Red C poll revealed that 88% of the community were not sorry for his loss. 11% were indifferent, with a 1% margin for error. Our funeral correspondent Dave Montgomery has more.
Tears are flowing here at the Church of St. Kevin. Turnout less than expected, with church capacity only at 5%. Notably, the lack of women is no surprise at all. No sign either of his brother Patrick, with whom he had a long-standing feud. More as we get it. Back to you on the altar.
This just in, there are reports of complimentary refreshments and sandwiches at O'Flaherty's pub following the service. Allegations which the family strenuously deny. From all of us here on the altar, good night.
Tiernan, you can sit down. We will now hear from Dominic's eldest son, Frank, the boxing announcer.
In the coffin, weighing in at 142 pounds 12 ounces, the deceased, Dominic the Sexist Callaghan. Let's get ready to bury.
Hey, we're Foil, Arms and Hog. We have a brand new sketch every single Thursday.
So please like, subscribe and share.
We also do live shows, so check out our website for a show near you.
Doom-da.